Am I the asshole telling my sister to stay somewhere else after she embarrassed me with my neighbors? I've 31M, lived at the same home for 2 years and am very friendly with my neighbors. They're nice people. Married couple in their late 40s with one 10-year-old daughter and 14-year son. Every weekend since I've lived there they like to have a small get-together with their family. Not a big party, but they do grill out on their porch, play music and chat. It's never more than 10 people. Honestly, it never bothered me. Music is always off by 10 p.m. and they don't get rowdy. My family isn't close like that, so it actually feels nice they do it every weekend, and sometimes they've invited me over for a burger. Like I say, nice people. My sister, 27 female, is having problems with her boyfriend and she doesn't want to stay at their place right now, so here she is. The past month she complained about my neighbors and how annoying they are. She doesn't know how I stand it and I should tell them something. But I've literally got no problem with it and I told her they're not doing anything bad. Well, a couple weeks ago I was approached by the husband and he apologized for being so rude. Had no idea what he was talking about. He said my wife complained to him about their loud music the other weekend, and me and her both have gotten extremely annoyed by it. She threatened to call the police if they kept this up because they are disturbing the peace. I was pretty red from both anger and embarrassment. So I explained to him that I have no problems with that and she's my sister, not wife. Apparently she said that so they'd take her seriously as the owner of the house. My sister refused to apologize and said she absolutely would call the police because they need to learn to not be annoying with their music. So that's when I told her to look somewhere else to stay if she's going to cause problems with my neighbors. Right now she's couch surfing between friends and my family is pissed that I was willing to kick her out of my home over issues with my neighbors. My parents are far, so of course they can't take her, and because I'm the only person close to her, they feel like I'm not being a very good brother for caring more about this than my sister having somewhere to stay. I feel like I am in a way justified in not wanting her to create problems between our houses, but at the same time, yeah, she doesn't have a place to stay right now. So am I an asshole? Not the asshole. She can find somewhere else to stay. Buy your neighbors a crate of beer and tell them to party on. Good neighbors should be cherished. Not the asshole. Do not allow her toxicity to continue in your own space. Your voice and choice should be more important than those of your visitors. 1. She had a sense of entitlement in a place that is not even her property. 2. She gave a false impression to others that she is the owner of your house, in order to assert a fake right. 3. She created a rift between you and your nice neighbors by threatening them. 4. She did all of these signs of disrespect behind your back and without your permission. 5. She was not apologetic when you confronted her. She has no regrets. You are supposed to feel comfortable in your own house with your own rules, not with the visitors. No wonder she's having problems with her boyfriend. Laughing my ass off. Not the asshole, by the way. Totally not the asshole. Your sister overstepped, and lying about being your wife is just weird. Not the asshole. Your sister generating conflict with your neighbors is the equivalent of not respecting your, very reasonable, house rules. If she can't respect how you do things, she can't stay at your place. Not the asshole. Your sister is the asshole. Your neighbors sound lovely and I'm a bit jealous. Not the asshole. Tell your parents you and your sister are divorced. Not the asshole. Not only did she overstep by going over to the neighbors to complain about their loud music when you told her that A, you were very much not bothered by what they were doing, and B, not to go and do that very thing as it was very much not something she needed to do. She dragged you into by telling them that it was not just her, but you as well that had an issue with everything they were doing. The threat to call the police was way over the top. She did not know these people, never had spoken to them, and pull this off. I would have told her to find somewhere else to live as well. I would not want her finding issues with anyone else in the neighborhood, and then next thing you know people are shunning you, or getting mad at you all because of her. Not the asshole. That's where you live, and your sister is starting to fuck with it. And your parents saying you're a bad brother for not caring as much. Screw them. Go to their house and start problems with their neighbors. If they're such caring parents, then they shouldn't have a problem with it. 100% not the asshole. That is your home, your community, and she had absolutely no right to act on your behalf, behind your back and against your wishes. Info. Your sister is having problems with her boyfriend. Is she in immediate danger if she stays with him? Not the asshole. Your sister way overstepped boundaries. If she has a problem with your neighbors, then she should live elsewhere. It's not her house or neighbors. They feel like I'm not being a very good brother for caring more about this than my sister having somewhere to stay. You will likely be living next to these people for years to come. It's best to keep a good relationship with them and not harm the peace you've had with them. Your sister did this to herself. She could still have had a place to stay if she didn't start issues in places that is not her concern or business. Not the asshole. She overstepped here. She doesn't live there fully. If she didn't like it, she should have just found another place to stay. Not the asshole. Obviously, without knowing details, this might not be a fair aspect of the judgment, but for one, it sounds like she is choosing to couch surf instead of going home. She isn't the one who has lived there for 2 years, and she won't be the one who has a relationship with these people after she carries on elsewhere. It's not like she's speaking up about something you've been trying to pluck the courage up to do yourself. Sometimes a good relationship with neighbors can make or break a living situation, and as someone who is not a permanent resident, that was not for your sister to insert herself into. Sister is a choosy beggar. Caring more about this than my sister having somewhere to stay. Well, she cares more about throwing her weight with the neighbors than having somewhere to stay. Your parents say that you seem to care more about keeping your neighbors friendly than keeping a roof over your sister's head. I think they should be more concerned that your sister cares more about your neighbors than keeping a roof over her own head. You didn't start this, she did. She made a problem totally unnecessarily, and you do not need to sacrifice the quality of your home life to fix it for her if she's not willing to do the simplest thing like apologize to your neighbors to fix it herself. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. So glad you booted her. Please do not let her back. NTA, this could have gone wrong. Not the asshole. Since you are allowing her to stay with you, she should respect you and your neighbors and your desire to avoid drama with your neighbors. If she won't respect this, she should find a different place to stay. Not the asshole. She overstepped majorly, and if she doesn't like your neighborhood, she can leave. Not the asshole. Shush is a magnet for drama evidently. She has a home to go to, yet fought with him, then she came to your house, SND started in with your neighbors. You didn't choose the neighbors over her, you chose peace in your own home. Not the asshole. She was out of order, especially since you told her it wasn't a problem for you. She is a guest and shouldn't make trouble for you. She isn't really in a position to be complaining. Not the asshole. Your horse, your rules. Don't bite the hand that feeds you, is like one of the oldest sayings in the book. Why cause trouble for someone who is letting you stay with them for free? I'll never understand how people like this aren't immediately working on ways to pull their weight, i.e. tidying up or some shit. Not the asshole. NTA. She can cause problems because she's only staying there temporarily. You're staying permanently. That means you get to deal with the consequences of her actions long term were she to go further, and she wouldn't be accountable. Also shows she does not respect your home or space. Huge not the asshole. Like someone already mentioned. Get them a nice case of beer, and when you give it them, tell them it's for them to enjoy on their next gathering. My family isn't close like that. I can see why face with rolling eyes. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. What kind of rude self-entitled brat behaves like that? Your neighbors aren't doing anything wrong, and she threatens them, and pulls you into the mess. I'd be asking her to leave ASAP, she's well overstayed her welcome with you. When you're a guest in someone's house, you behave and follow the rules. If the rest of your family don't like it, they can either have her to stay or pay for her to rent something, otherwise they don't get a say in it. She either shuts her pie hole or she's on the street. Not the asshole, but she's tar. I'd give her another chance, but then she's gone. Not the asshole. She's childish, and from what it sounds like, racist, for not wanting to apologize to keep a roof over her head. This was her choice. She made the choice she wanted. There's no reason you should let your wishes and boundaries be trampled on because she doesn't want to respect you or the neighbors. Honestly, she sounds like drama. And you are far better off. If it's not this, it will be something else she crosses boundaries with. Good luck. But if you really want to put up with her, make her apologize and buy them something. You don't want to hate your neighbors for years. Better to choose them over a couple of nights. Your sister. Not the asshole. I don't know where you are from. But where I live, it's always nice to be good to the neighbors. They are the only ones who can actually help you during the time of emergency. In my country, emergency services are shit, and in case of emergencies we have often helped our neighbors and they have helped us. NTA. Your _sister_ is the one who cares more about making problems than having a place to stay. The situation was completely in her control, and it sounds like you gave her an opportunity to make it right by apologizing. She isn't just disrespecting your neighbors and messing up your permanent living situation, she is disrespecting you by not following your wishes as the person who actually lives there. Give her another chance to apologize, if you want to. That way when your family calls to gripe at you, you can tell them that you didn't kick her out at all, she chose to leave. Info. Neighbors are friendly with you and invite you to things. How did they believe this random person was your wife from the jump? Not the asshole. Your sister is entitled and childish. If she wants to complain about her neighbors, she can get her own place. She crossed so many boundaries. Pretending to be the homeowner. Pretending to be your wife. Harassing the neighbors. Threatening the neighbors. Tried to tell you how you should feel about the neighbors. Disregarding your instructions to stay out of it. She has no respect for anyone and should be kept out. Not the asshole. She does have a place to stay. Unless her boyfriend is an actual danger to her, she could scoot back on home, she just doesn't want to. You don't have to unconditionally offer her your home. You were nice enough to let her stay and she immediately gave herself permission to create problems for you. If she had asked your neighbors nicely, or asked you to be more conscious of their music, I bet this wouldn't be an issue, yeah? But she escalated it where it didn't need to go for no reason, and you don't need to subject yourself to that kind of hostility for anyone. Not the asshole. Your sister seems to have overstepped and honestly just sounds like she is trying to generate conflict. Not the asshole. Sounds weird AF. Not the asshole. Your sister took it upon herself to pretend she was the owner of your house and was rude to your neighbors. Kick her out. If your family who think you're unreasonable want an asshole lodger, they can take her in. Shush has proven herself a problem. Buy your neighbors some beers. She doesn't get to swoop in and disrupt your peaceful relationship with your neighbors. Who died and made her queen of the block? Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Your sister was a guest in your home and was starting trouble with the neighbors who she didn't know or have any kind of rapport with. For spending time together outside during the day. How dare someone have fun on their own property during the day? Face with rolling eyes. Does your sister live in a cave? I wouldn't let her back until she apologizes to the neighbors. Apology snacks sound like a great idea. And if you do end up letting your sister back to stay at your place, make it clear that if she pulls stuff like that again and does in fact create a scene by calling the police, you'll be sure to let them know exactly who is in the wrong. She'll probably be fined for wasting police time, misuse of emergency services. Not the asshole. It's sad that she doesn't have a place to stay right now, but she has brought this on herself. I'd say give her another chance if she smartens up and apologizes to both you and to your neighbors. But she has to take the initiative to do this, and to do it sincerely. Hell no, not the asshole. She has absolutely no right to be threatening your neighbors behind your back. She is a temporary guest in your home but thinks torpedoing your relationship with your neighbors is okay. And has displayed a complete lack of respect for you by a. Doing it all behind your back. B. Lying about being the homeowner. C. Refusing to apologize when confronted by you. It's not your fault that she now has nowhere to stay. She needs to apologize and take responsibility for her actions. Not the asshole. Doesn't sound as if your neighbors have done anything wrong, and even if they had, it's not your sister's responsibility to say anything or threaten anyone since she's not, as she puts it, the owner of the house. This is your place, your neighbors, and you're the one who's actually going to deal with the consequences. Sounds as if maybe her personal life may be affecting her behavior, but that's still no excuse. You sure it's your sister that doesn't want to be with the boyfriend? Could it be the other way around? Your sister is rude and a handful. I would have done the same, except my sister would never have been rude to my neighbors. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Loud noise is annoying. Edit. I mean what she perceives is loud. We all hear differently and I am extremely sensitive to noise. But complaining to your neighbors directly is inconsiderate to the fact that they're your neighbors and it's a relationship that you'll be living with in the long term. Needless to say, lying to them about something you've said is completely wrong. If I was in her position, I would have asked you what you thought about the noise level, see what solutions you suggested, and stay somewhere else if those solutions didn't appeal to me. She should know her place. Good for you for standing up for yourself and your neighbors, and the relationship you guys have sounds like a great one. My family is pissed that I was willing to kick her out of my home over issues with my neighbors. You're not kicking her out because of issues with your neighbors. You're kicking her out for issues with her. You have no issues with the neighbors. Not the asshole. Not the asshole for the same reasons everyone else is saying, but Does anyone else find it super fucking weird that she pretended to be her brother's wife?